904-999-1508. Or go to loanpronto.com. That's 904-999-1508 or loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781 on approved credit, MLS consumeraccess.org.
I'm Max Fink here with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. Today is National Signing Day, and one of the biggest winners in the recruiting world leading up to today is Coach Billy Napier. The Gators flipped 11 recruits in the past 2 weeks, but their recent success of a young team and a hungry coaching staff has made them very attractive to recruits, and they are not done yet. What is already a loaded roster could get even deeper with National Signing Day today and the portal opening next week. Here's On3 Recruiting's take on the Gators' recent success.
Well, Josh, Florida had a top 10 recruiting class in 2024. Ever since there's been a vote of confidence for Billy Napier to return for the next season, and then they go out and close the season with 3 straight wins. They've been on fire on the trail and could push their way into the top 10 for a second straight cycle. They currently sit at number 14. There's a lot of big fish still on the board for Billy Napier and the Gators.
It's 3:59 at 59 degrees at 3:59. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air & Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
This is Eli Manning. Call now to donate to the Tom Coughlin J Fund Radiothon and help out the families of kids who are fighting cancer. You can also donate online right now at 1010XL.com.
This is Tom Coughlin. You can help us be there for these wonderful kids and their families. Please call now.
Call 904-207-7070 now.
Thank you for your support.
Frank, Hays, and JJ. Hit it! It's time for the Frangie Show on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, we welcome you in. Today's new drug's a very simple one. It's a very special day here at 1010XL. We're glad you're with us on a Wednesday. Our Wednesdays are always brought to you by our friends at Ricketts Electric, and we sure appreciate them. We saw Zach and his lovely wife, Jessie, yesterday. That was kind of fun. We enjoyed having lunch with them, and we certainly welcome you to be part of our program. We thank Ricketts Electric, always a Wednesday sponsor, and if you need an electrician, there's nobody better. I can promise you that. He's going to be doing a lot of stuff at our house coming up, as a matter of fact. My wife just assigned those to him today. So,
and they're hiring.
And yes, they are. Ricketts is hiring, and what a great place to work.
Yeah.
You want to work with really cool people. One of the best parts about jobs is if you get to enjoy the people you go to work with. It really is. We have that around here, and you say, except for you.
Right.
And
Good point.
But I enjoy everybody else. But I'm serious about this. If you really want to go to work with people you like, go to work with Ricketts Electric. So, man, this is a special day for us. It's the Tom Coughlin J Fund Radiothon. We're very excited about it. I get juiced when I come in here. You know the number right now. The Community First Hope Hub is 904-207-7070. That's the number to call. You text GOAL to 44834, and just like that, you can make your donation. Can you believe this is our 17th year doing it?
Unbelievable.
We've raised over this community, we're just a conduit, but this community has raised over $1.8 million. That's what you have donated to the Tom Coughlin J Fund, and we're excited to be there for you and with you, and we're really excited about it. So there's a lot of ways to do it, and I appreciate Tom. He's one of we're all friends with Tom. If you've covered this team for a long time, he's a really good man, and he cares about people. And in addition to being one of the best football coaches, in my opinion, in NFL history, he's also such a good person. So we're excited about that. We're going to give you some numbers in a minute we're trying to hit. But we've done pretty well today. I can tell you we're in the 160 range. I can tell you before even knowing last hour's totals, I can tell you we're at 158, 208. And our goal is to get to 250. So we're about 100. We're less than $100,000 away. And you know what? We're going to get there. There's no doubt in my mind we're going to get there. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I mean, the generosity of our audience never ceases to amaze, and I'm sure it'll be the same way this year. But, yes, thank you to everybody who has donated. And if you've been waiting for the Frangie Show block to donate, we certainly appreciate that as well.
So now's the time to do it. We want donations. Again, 904-207-7070. That's the Community First Hope Hub. Let us know, and we're going to talk all about different things and different ways to contribute. That comes up in just a bit. So thanks for being part of this. You're going to meet some special guests as you have been all day long. We're going to, in the 4 o'clock hour, you're going to meet Melanie Lunchford. She's a mom who certainly went through a very difficult time, and we're going to tell you all about that.
It's always good when Tom walks in the door.
Tom, he's still got energy late in the day.
Yeah.
You notice that? He hasn't lost his energy. He's going right to the board and going to give us an update. So that comes up in a bit. But I'm looking forward to meeting Melanie and her tell her story.
Yes.
About how Zion was affected by this, and I can't wait to hear from her. So that comes up in just a bit. And then Tom's going to join us in the 5 o'clock hour. Tom Coughlin's going to be with us. And you were talking about Tom Champion walking in the door.
Sorry.
Okay.
I was talking about our Tom.
Yeah, but Tom Coughlin, who's the father of all this, will join us in the 5 o'clock hour. And I love catching up with Tom. We'll talk a little football as well as talk all about what's going on here. All right, lot to talk about today. I told you yesterday I want to get to who should be in, who will be in, who won't be in the college football playoff. We'll give you some thoughts on that. But the news of the day is signing day. Big haul for the Gators, as expected. Give FSU credit. They turned one of the best running backs in the country, Hays, when everybody left FSU for dead and talked about how it's one of the worst days of all time, it feels like, our worst seasons of all time for the Seminoles. I don't know if I'm going to say the name right. Is it Croma? Osman Croma?
Yes.
I think I'm saying that right. A fantastic running back, number 4 running back in the country, headed to Georgia, but Florida State flipped him. So all is not lost, at least for a day in Tallahassee.
Yeah, that's a nice pickup. By the way, we do have breaking news in regards to Trevor Lawrence that he will be placed on injured reserve with the concussion.
Okay, so that is official now.
Basically, obviously they play 5 games. That puts you out for 4. I can't imagine they'll bring him back for the finale in Indy. So I think that's going to do it for Trevor Lawrence for this season.
Yeah, and correct. And I think we had this conversation yesterday. You had an idea. Mac Jones met with the media today. You had an idea that because of the severity of it, the way it looked, it was similar. The fencing, which is the certainly the brain affecting the hands and the arms and how they respond, that it was similar to Tua Tagovailoa, and Tua was put on IR and down for about 4 weeks. So we all that was kind of a tip to us that it might happen, and we just now know that Trevor Lawrence Trevor is officially going on the injured list, which means, like you said, mandatory that he's down for 4 weeks, and for all practical purposes, his season has ended. And you know what? I hate it for Trevor. I know he fought to come back from that shoulder, but I don't think anybody would debate this is the right thing.
Yeah, it's and that's what makes what happened Sunday just so galling and so hard to move on from, is because it was such a cheap shot, and now you're seeing the consequences of Al Shazir's actions. A player is out for at least 4 games. 4 games plus the half a game in which Trevor couldn't finish the game, and he's obviously not going to play in the finale. So basically, a 5.5 game injury is what Al Shazir's negligence did for Trevor Lawrence's season and his career.
At the very least.
And again, I understand, the Jaguars weren't in it, but still, again, when the league looks at this appeal, they've got to consider this. I mean, Al Shazir is getting 3 games as it stands now. Trevor Lawrence is probably going to lose 5.5 games off of this injury. So shame on the appeal committee if this gets reduced from 3 games to 2 or 1 or whatever. It should stay at 3. Frankly, Al Shazir is lucky it's only 3, and it still just amazes me the audacity the Houston Texans have as an organization to say that this was Trevor Lawrence's fault and that the Jaguars overreacted to the hit. Sickening display, no class at all in Houston, and this will be remembered.
Yeah, I can't believe the way they've taken it. I can't believe the way they positioned this. It was very clear. If you're D'Amico Ryans or if you're Nick Cesario, the GM, your position should be very clear. We support our player. We back our players, but he did a very bad thing, and it won't happen again. It's 2 sentences. That position should be very, very clear. This outrage, and I'm glad you brought it up, this outrage from the Texans that about a 3-game suspension when Trevor Lawrence isn't going to play for the rest of the year and was badly injured on a cheap shot that everybody that follows the sport knows is a cheap shot. D'Amico Ryan, it was a very, very easy answer. We support our guy. We support our players. We support all our players. But that's not how the game's played. That's not what we teach, and it won't happen again. End of the conversation. I'm a bit appalled too. So I think you're exactly right. So, but anyway, Trevor Lawrence now down for the next 4 games, and for all practical purposes, you would imagine down for the year. So we'll certainly talk about that, the impact on the Jags as we move along. We'll talk about signing day. We'll talk about the Titans game coming up. Got a lot of sports things to talk about. Gator basketball tonight against Virginia. We'll certainly get to that coming up in the program as well today. To signing day for a moment. Any surprises to you?
No, I mean, I think the surprise has been just Florida's surge to close. Now, it didn't end up being the super spectacular close they were hoping for today. French from Mandarin stays with Texas, and Dallas Wilson, who the Gators were hoping to flip late, a 5-star receiver out of Tampa, sticks to Oregon. So, I mean, they didn't get the guys today that maybe they were hoping for, but they did get a blue chip safety that was committed to Tennessee. That came in today. And it appears it appears like they've held on to the core. So I think it would have to be considered, a walk-off grand slam for the Gators, considering where they were just a month and a half ago. And so, yeah, I think it starts there. And, I give Billy Napier a lot of credit for somehow getting this class somewhere, in the top 10 or certainly just outside of it, depending on where you're looking. But yeah, I think the Gators basically did something that we haven't really seen. Now the climate's different, so you're going to see things that are different because you can pay guys now, and NIL is such a big part of the equation. But I don't think I've ever seen a class that was basically left for dead because everybody thought the coach was getting fired.
Right.
And to somehow on an early signing day, it'd be one thing if you had until the first Wednesday in February to make up that ground. Billy Napier basically had to make up that ground while still coaching his team and winning big games against LSU, Ole Miss, and Florida State. So pretty remarkable, I think, the job that Billy Napier did. It speaks to the work he did in the summer when optimism was still high, that obviously he connected with guys, then it fell apart, so no one wanted to commit to Florida. And then once prospects knew, hey, he's still going to be there, then they came aboard.
So we'll talk more about signing day. We'll give you all the updates, anything new, any news out there about the Gators, the Noles, the Bulldogs, anything new about some of the local players. Certainly today is signing day, and we'll certainly touch on that. The main reason we're here today, though, is the Tom Coughlin Radio-thon, Tom Coughlin J-Fun Radio-thon. We're so excited. Please contribute. We can tell you now we're up to $170,000, $179,05 after the 4 o'clock hour. But let's go. 904-207-7070. That's the number, the Community First Hope Hub number. Please call in there. We want to hear from you. The news of the day is Trevor Lawrence. That's the sports news of the day. It literally just happened a moment ago. We weren't sure if it was going to come down today or not. Trevor Lawrence on the injured list. On injured reserve. So Trevor Lawrence, because he now is on injured reserve, you know the rules by now. It wasn't that long ago, by the way, injured reserve meant the season.
Right.
Now it means 4 games. You can come back, but again, after 4 games, there'll be 1 game left, a road game in Indianapolis. I doubt very seriously Trevor will play again this year like everybody does. So, one more piece of evidence of what a just awful hit that was. And what a golly, what a tough year for the Jags if you add it all up, man. The excitement going into the season, the near misses, the disappointment of all those near misses, Hays. Another stack of injuries, and the most significant of all those, Trevor Lawrence hit the other day. Al-Shahir, just a terrible, terrible, terrible hit. And he is now gone for all likelihood for the rest of the season, which just angers us all over again. Even though you knew that was probably the case. Are you like that too a little bit?
Yeah.
Even though you kind of knew it was the case, when you hear it, I mean, we had a whole show prepared today. We were going to touch on Mac Jones talking to the media a little bit, and then talk signing day, and because I didn't think that was coming down today. Did you think it was?
No.
I didn't think injured reserve was coming down. So now all of a sudden you're all worked up all over again. And honest to God, you're all worked up about it all. I mean, I'm all worked up about it all over.
Yeah, it's
again.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
I mean, Trevor's going to miss 5.5 games, and this guy's going to miss 3.
Yeah,
at the most.
And he's trying to appeal. By the way, Ramon Foster, the former Steeler offensive lineman, is among the 4 or 5 independent people who hear the appeal and really judge on the appeal. So there's a lot of players he could have gotten. I'm glad it's an offensive player. It shouldn't matter, by the way. It shouldn't, but I'm glad it's an offensive player and a former offensive lineman. So we'll certainly talk about that. Man, we got a lot of things to talk about today on the program. But again, the big news, not that it's a surprise, but it is news that it just came down. Trevor Lawrence, the Jaguars quarterback, on injured reserve, which means he is down for at least 4 games. There's 5 games left, so common sense says he's down for the year. In all likelihood, we won't see Trevor Lawrence again, I would imagine, until the 2025 season. We'll take a break. When we come back, you're going to meet someone very special who was affected in a very special way by the Tom Coughlin J Fund. That's next. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Now, a 1010XL J Fund Challenge match.
Dreamfinders Homes is proudly supporting the Tom Coughlin J Fund and is matching donations until 5 o'clock. Headquartered in Jacksonville, Dreamfinders Homes builds new homes in the most desirable areas around Northeast Florida. The official home builder of the PGA Tour and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Take advantage of their special interest rate until the end of the year. Dreamfinders Homes will match up to $6,000 between now and 5. To double your gift, call 207-7070 now.
It's the ride home with The Frangie Show. From the Harold and Harold studio, don't settle for less than you deserve.
If you're feeling undervalued where you bank or lost in the shuffle, it might be time for a change. Community First Credit Union makes changing easy and worth it. We've been helping the people of North Florida live their best lives for over 9 decades, and we're here to help you too. If you open a Community First checking account, we'll give you a $200 bonus, and you don't have to refer anyone to get it. Visit communityfirstfl.org for details. Member NCUA. Bonus requires deposit totaling $1,000 or more and 10 debit transactions within the first 90 days of account opening.
I'm Holt Harrell with Harrell & Harrell. Choosing a law firm after an accident is an important decision. With so many messages, we know it can all sound the same. At Harrell & Harrell, we believe what sets us apart is our commitment to you. We'll help you find doctors to get you better, and we'll work hard to maximize any recovery. Visit our website and look at our reviews to see how we've helped people just like you make this important decision. Harrell & Harrell. Offices, Jacksonville.
1010XL's early high school signing period coverage is shaped by San Jose Collision.
I want you to go celebrate. Feel good about yourself tonight, okay? Come on!
Listen all day as our star high school athletes reveal where they plan to play their college ball.
This is Tony Baselli, Pro Football Hall of Famer. I was known for protecting our quarterback. These days, I'm extending that protection to a different arena, your home. I have partnered with Heritage Roofing of North Florida, your premier local roofers with over 25 years of experience. Heritage is your go-to roofer for hurricane preparation with same-day inspections and estimates. They also work with all insurance companies. Let Heritage Roofing of North Florida safeguard your home and family. Visit heritagenfl.com for your free estimate today.
State license CCC 1335410.
Ready to sharpen your aim or find the perfect firearm? Come to St. Nicholas Guns and Rage. With a huge selection of guns, ammo, and accessories, plus Jacksonville's best indoor range for every skill level. They've got everything you need to hit your target. Whether you're a pro or just starting out, their friendly experts will guide you every step of the way at 4630 Blanding Boulevard or online at stnickguns.com. St. Nicholas Gun and Range. Gear up, shoot a lot, shoot better.
Make your difference now. Text the word GOAL to 44834.
The 12 Days of Christmas is back and better than ever at Best Bet Jacksonville. From December 12th to the 23rd, we're lighting up the tables with our much-anticipated High Hands promotion, giving away over $330,000 in cash and prizes. The excitement continues to grow each day, starting at $1,200 and climbing up to $2,300, and the chance to set sail on a card player poker cruise. Explore all the excitement at bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Now, it's time to showcase the Crown Royal Special Teams Player of the Game. Live generously and life will treat you royally.
Logan Cook was slicing and dicing while in the Sunshine State. The Jacksonville punter tallied 191 yards on 4 punts, with his longest going for 64 yards. He left his opposition fried all game long and is your Crown Royal Special Teams Player of the Game.
Nimnik Chevrolet is your Silverado headquarters. Frank Frangie here. With the largest inventory on the ground, outstanding cash incentives, and their best price guarantee, your perfect truck is waiting for you at Nimnik. And for even deeper discounts, ask about their demo models. You can shop online 24/7 at nimnichchevy.com or visit the dealership off Cassett Avenue today. Remember, who's got more new Silverados at the best prices? Nobody but Nimnick. That's nimnichchevy.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Come to Monahan Jewelers' 47th annual holiday sale now with up to 30% off GIA certified diamonds and up to 40% off our entire store. Certified diamonds, gemstones, engagement rings, diamond studs, designer brands. We're not a big box store. We're your local family jeweler with an amazing hand-picked inventory for every budget, and with interest-free financing, enjoy beautiful jewelry with a low monthly payment. Support your local family jeweler this Christmas with up to 40% off our entire inventory. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, open 7 days a week in December.
1010XL and the J-Fund thanks Sonny's Barbecue for taking care of today's J-Fund volunteers with dinner. We appreciate Sonny's Barbecue keeping the Community First Hope Hub volunteers and J-Fund staff powered up as they take your calls in support of today's Radiothon.
AC replacement? If your AC unit is ready to go kaput, then it's time to call Florida Home AC. With over $3,000 in tax credits waiting for you on select systems, take advantage of it. Call 777-4300. Get Florida Home AC to cool you off.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
I'm Greg Huntington, one of the original Jaguars, and you're listening to the Tom Coughlin J-Fund Radiothon on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Call 904-207-7070 now.
It's a Ricketts Electric Wednesday on The Frangie Show. Ricketts Electric, the power connection you can trust.
We do thank our friends from Ricketts, and we thank you for listening today on a very special day today. Our Tom Coughlin Radiothon, J-Fund Radiothon, up to $170,905, $170,905, but we still need your help. William McVeigh just donated $1,010. William, thank you very much. That's very kind. $1,010, and we sure do appreciate that. You can donate by calling the Community First Hope Hub, 904-207-7070. Just text GOAL to 44834. So we appreciate it. By the way, our friends at Dreamfinders Homes, what a wonderful company that is. So involved with the Gators and the Jaguars and so many other important initiatives, and they are certainly involved with this. They are now going to match this hour between now and 5. They'll match up to $6,000. You heard me right. Dreamfinders Homes will match up to $6,000 between now and 5. So we got to get that $6,000 so that match is in place. Call 904-207-7070 right now, and thank you to our friends at Dreamfinders. With that said, let's welcome in a couple friends of the program and friends of the station. Melanie Lunchford joins us now, and she knows all about the Tom Coughlin J-Fund. Melanie, thanks for joining us. How are you?
Fine. How are you?
Thank you so much for coming in. And Zion's here, too, and we're going to talk to Zion. He may not want us to, but we're going to talk to Zion anyway in a minute.
We're going to talk hoops.
We're going to talk, yes, we are. But let me start with the story. Zion went through a difficult time, which meant your family did.
Yes,
Melanie,
we did.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Zion was diagnosed at 12 with leukemia. Zion just started looking lethargic. We rushed him out to Wolfson's, and they told us the bad news. They say this looks like childhood cancer. And from there, we went from the emergency room to ICU.
Wow.
We had to have several blood transfusions, platelets, before we could even go to the leukemia floor. And so once we got there, we stayed a week, and they told us we had to have a port in place for Zion because it was kind of strenuous, the chemo. So we did that. Zion spent several, days in the hospital, and then, off and on, he had several stays in the hospital. I had just had a newborn baby, 6 months, when Zion was diagnosed.
And I can understand what a difficult time that was. Tell me then how you found the J-Fund, how they found you, and what happened then.
Well, we were going through Nemours for treatment when we found the J-Fund. And the social worker said, Melanie, don't worry about your bills, because I had exhausted all my resources, my FMLA, my PTO, you know, just coming back from maternity leave with my daughter. And she said, the J Fund will help you pay your bills. Don't worry. You know, and I'm thankful for the J Fund because it gave me time to be a parent, to spend time with my son and worry about his well-being, and also take care of my newborn daughter. It was real difficult at the time because I didn't know how I was going to get gas money to run back and forth to the appointments. There were a lot of appointments. Zion at the time had stopped eating, and he had to have the insurers. Insurers are very expensive. And Christian said, Melanie, we'll get you gas cards, we'll get you food cards, anything you need, you know, so you can help take care of Zion. You don't have to worry. The J Fund is here. They gonna help you. And pretty much they've helped me take care of my bills, helped me with gas cards, getting Zion back and forth to treatment, helping with food cards, you know, paying for insurance for Zion. And then, like, while he's taking the chemo treatments, he has different taste buds. And, you know, he may like this. It may agree with him one day. It may not agree. And they've just been so good and so nice, and we're thankful for them. We've had a lot of outings they've hosted. We've done a lot of those. I really enjoyed this last one. We went Boggy Creek. It was a wonderful, wonderful experience. I didn't have to pay $1. I didn't have to give anything. They paid for my gas to get there and back. It was nice. It was really nice. Zion really enjoys. It gave me time to actually watch him enjoy being a kid and not have to worry about anything. It's been rough, but the J Fund has really helped me tremendously with helping with my son and taking care of him, you know.
That is awesome.
Absolutely, Melanie. Thank you. And Zion looks great. How's everything going now for you guys?
Zion is doing wonderful. He's in maintenance. We're at the last phase. Next year, we'll be done with chemo treatments.
Almost done.
Yes, almost done. We're looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, turn this mic on. This guy's the handsome guy. You gonna say hello? Zion, can you say hello? Come on,
How
man.
doing?
How you doing? You all right? How you feeling?
Good.
You look great.
Thank you.
You look great. And your mom's taking good care of you, isn't she?
Yes, sir.
You look great. Who's your favorite basketball team?
The Warriors.
Who's your favorite player?
Stephen Curry.
Is he good? You like the best?
In my eyes.
Who else is good? Who are the best teams in the NBA?
I gotta go with the Warriors.
Yeah.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
And
You're not sure about the Heat, you told us before. Hays was asking you about the Magic. What do you think of the Magic?
Magic, kind of.
They have like one good player, right? You were telling us.
Who's their one guy?
Paolo Banchero.
Yeah, that's right. Zion knows his sports now.
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
We figured that out before we came on the air now, okay? He knows his stuff. So.
Yes, he does.
Well, he looks fantastic. Zion, you look great, man.
you.
You look fantastic, and I appreciate your positive spirit in being in here. And I can only imagine,
Yes.
Melanie, what that's like. I can't even imagine moving forward. As you move forward, what are your hopes, plans as you get forward? Zion's getting close, right?
Yes, he is. He's getting close. I'm looking forward to some normalcy.
Yeah.
Some normal life, you know. You know, we'll still have a little bit more appointments to go to because he'll be checked for a year once he rings the bell. But I'm ready. I'm tired. I'm ready for some normal,
How much
life.
does the J Fund, just meeting people that are going through a similar situation when you go to these events, has it been helpful from a social standpoint as well?
Yes, it has been very helpful. I've met a lot of families. When I went down to Boggy Creek, I've met a lot of families in, you know, some of the same situations, maybe if not even worse. And, you know, that we have all talked and we said that, you know, we're in agreement that the J Fund helps us out tremendously, you know, just helping us where we can just be a parent, you know, that's the biggest thing is being a parent, not having to worry about the bills piling up. If my light's going to get cut off, or if, I ain't got no gas in the car, we don't have to worry about that because they're there. They support us in all the events. We go to a lot of the events, we've been to when Coach Coughlin rents out the air house, the air place, and I've enjoyed that, just being with the families, talking with the families, amongst the families, some of them going through the same situations, if not different, It's been real nice, you keep in touch and you become friends, and it's real good.
Mel, any final thing? Why is a lot of people listening right now? This is kind of drive time and people are driving home from work. If you could reach out to them and say something to them, why should people help the J Fund?
People should help the J Fund because this is the best. No parent want to go through, childhood cancer. And when you get that diagnosis, it is the worst thing. But the bills, everything, and it just take a lot off us. It put us at ease with the mountain bills, you got to go to work, but, and then it's like we work and we're not working full time because we have so many doctor's appointments. And the J Fund, it's very good I don't know the words to say, but they've been wonderful to us.
I think you've done a great job with the Warriors. I think you've done
very wonderful to us.
All right, Melanie Lunsford. Well, congratulations on Zion's recovery. He looks fantastic. You look great. Yeah. You look all spiffy and great, and you feel good. And you're gonna go watch some more hoops. You're a ninth grader now, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, he's gonna be a big hoops fan.
Do you watch college hoops or just NBA?
Sometimes I watch college.
Which college do you like?
Alabama.
Oh, okay. You know what? That's a good pick. Good pick.
Fun offense.
Zion, thanks for coming in, man. We appreciate it. Thank you for spending some time. And Melanie, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you, too.
We really do appreciate it. We're very proud of the Tom Coughlin J Fund Radiothon. You just heard a reason why to get involved. Please get involved. Again, Dream Finders Home is going to match $6,000 that we can raise between now and 5. You know the number by now. 904-207-7070. Help the Tom Coughlin J Fund. Help people like Melanie and Zion, who are some of the nicest people you'll ever meet, and they deserve that help. Please give a call. We appreciate it. Melanie, thank you again.
Thank you.
Zion, nice to meet you, man. It's a pleasure. Back in a moment on 1010XL. Stay with us.
Now, a 1010XL J Fund Challenge match.
Dream Finders Homes is proudly supporting the Tom Coughlin J Fund and is matching donations until 5 o'clock. Headquartered in Jacksonville, Dream Finders Homes builds new homes in the most desirable areas around Northeast Florida. The official home builder of the PGA Tour and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Take advantage of their special interest rate until the end of the year. Dream Finders Homes will match up to $6,000 between now and 5. To double your gift, call 207-7070 now.
The Frangie Show from the Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Frank Frangie here, and I can't say enough good things about the team at Sunshine Turf and the work they've done for us. Let Sunshine Turf transform your backyard into a low-maintenance oasis that will be green all year long with artificial turf. Caleb and his team can help you create the lush outdoor space of your dreams, whether you want a durable place for your kids to play or you're ready to say goodbye to muddy paw prints. Visit sunshineturf.info or call 904-383-0243 for a free quote today from Sunshine Turf.
This is Josh Woolsey with Woolsey Morecambe. Woolsey Morecambe is your MVP in the legal game. Our team of skilled attorneys tackle personal injury cases with compassion and expertise. With fumbles like a car or truck accident, we're here to seek the compensation you deserve. Right here in Jacksonville, we've successfully won over $100 million and earned a championship-worthy record. When it's game time, you want a team that plays to win. Contact Woolsey Morecambe at 1-800-WOOLSEY. Offices, Jacksonville.
Make a crucial catch against colon cancer. Hicken here for the Borland Groover Foundation. If you're 45 or older, the ball is in the red zone to get screened. The key to surviving colon cancer, early detection and prevention. 45 is the new 50. Get screened for colon cancer now. The Borland Groover Foundation is a nonprofit organization devoted to building a healthy and equitable community that is free from colon cancer. Visit BorlandGrooverFoundation.com for more.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Our first contestant, a stay-at-home gymnast from Jacksonville, Florida. It's Gwendolyn Beers.
Thank you, Monty. I don't know who installed my air conditioner, but it hasn't had a tune-up in over 3 years. Am I cool?
Let's ask our expert judging panel. Judges? I'm sorry, Gwendolyn. You're not cool. Johnny, tell her why.
That's right. To keep your air conditioner performing at its best, you need a skilled technician to check your pressures, voltages, and air filters in the fall and the spring. At Bueller Air and Plumbing, our club members get 2 free visits a year to make sure that you are cool.
Can you tell me if my haircut is sexy?
You're better off not asking.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
To give to Tom Coughlin's J Fund, text the word GOLD to 44834 now.
Now that's what I call high-quality H2O. If you want high-quality water in your home at a fair price that won't scare you to death, then talk to someone who knows water and is not a pushy salesman. Contact your local water boy, Keith. I install premium equipment and can repair or even rebuild your existing system. In a business known for aggressive sales tactics, let me show you how my approach is different. If you've got any water problems, contact the water boy at waterboyjack.com.
If you need an insurance agent, I'll recommend the best guy in town, State Farm agent Craig Dewhurst. Call him at 940-9740. Really good guy, really good agent. Life insurance, homeowners, automotive, you name it, he'll handle it for you. Tell him what you need. He'll assess your whole situation. What kind of coverage do you need? How much coverage? What should your deductible be? What do you make and how does it fit your cost and your rates? You will love dealing with Craig. What a nice guy he is and how he'll help you get the right answers. The best in the business. Craig Dewhurst from State Farm, 940-9740.
This holiday season, give the gift of comfort and joy. Comfort food and the joy that comes with digging into a huge plate of diner favorites from Metro Diner. And to make things even more merry, now through the end of the year, they're adding on a $10 bonus card with every $50 spent on gift cards. Metro Diner gift cards are the perfect gift for everyone on your list. Friends, family, or coworkers. Stop by the diner or MetroDiner.com and get all your gift shopping done easily. Happy holidays from Metro Diner.
Now, the Performance Painting High Performance Play of the Game. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
The Young Guns kept their fight even when facing a deficit, and Big Mac would deliver in a huge moment for Jacksonville off the bench. Mac Jones would find Parker Washington for a 22-yard touchdown, making the score 23-12 with 7:49 left in the third period. The Washington score is your Performance Painting Play of the Game.
Does the building you go to work in every day need a little love and attention? Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Great companies take great care of the buildings their staff and customers walk into every day. If the building you're in doesn't match the vision you have for your company, we can help. Go to performance-painting.com. Our highly trained team makes the difference. Quality coatings applied with pride.
Performance Painting.
This is Dr. Turner Vossler, Assistant Team Physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
With all the controversy from Azeez Al-Shair's hit on Trevor from Sunday's game, there's been some interesting feedback on the situation from current and former NFL players. Here is the perspective of one of Trevor's defensive teammates, Foye Oluokun, to hear what he thinks about it and how he is someone who is regularly faced with a sliding quarterback.
Instead, you saw him slide and you went down after he slid, basically. So mindset-wise, I understand the attacking mindset. I don't understand the finish of the play. And I'm not trying to throw him under the bus, but you got to, as a defender, I understand playing on defense, the mindset we had while trying to run up and make a tackle, but he slid. You understand that you messed up. He understands that.
I'm Max Fink with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Tom Coughlin here, joining 1010XL for the J-Fund Radiothon. I'm asking you to be there for families tackling childhood cancer and give now.
Call 207-7070.
Thank you.
And I'm thankful for the J-Fund because it gave me time to be a parent, to spend time with my son and worry about his well-being, and also take care of my newborn daughter. It was real difficult at the time because I didn't know how I was going to get gas money to run back and forth to the appointments. There were a lot of appointments. Zion at the time had stopped eating, and he had to have the insurers. Insurers are very expensive, and Christian said, Melanie, we'll get you gas cards, we'll get you food cards, anything you need, so you can help take care of Zion. You don't have to worry. The J-Fund is here. They're going to help you.
It's a Ricketts Electric Wednesday on The Frangie Show. Ricketts Electric, the power connection you can trust.
We appreciate our friends from Ricketts. We always do. We appreciate you for helping out today. Very important day. That was Melanie Lunchford. She was in here a moment ago, as was her 14-year-old son, Zion, who is starting to recover. He's going to ring that bell one day, and that's going to be a happy day. I promise you that. But she was telling you how that J-Fund has helped her, and it truly, truly has. Now, look, we need to get to work a little bit, though. We're about $37,000 behind where we were last year. Now, we're going to get there. The goal's $250. Did $268 last year, by the way. It's a great year. But we're $37,000 behind this. That's our pacing. We know you'll get there, but give us a call. Call the Community First Hope Hub. It's 904-207-7070, or you can text GOAL to 44834. By the way, Gary registered. Gary, if you're listening, thank you so much. What a kind gesture. Gary just donated $3,000.
Wow.
That's a really great donation. Gary,
thank you.
Gary, thank you, Gary. I think you probably are listening now, brother. That's great work, man, and we appreciate that. Again, we've got our friends from Dream Finders Homes will match up to $6,000 between now and 5 o'clock. Gary got us $3,000 closer, so thank you for that. Again, 904-207-7070. Look.
You just think about rising costs and everything, and it affects obviously everyone, but then imagine the rising costs on top of my child was just diagnosed with cancer. I mean, it's just such a brutal situation, and that's why we can't fall behind. We've got to surpass what we were able to do last year because they don't turn anybody away. I mean, that's the thing, and it's because of the generosity of our listeners that that the J-Fund can do this. So hopefully we'll get into a 2-minute offense here and go get a quick touchdown.
Yeah, we certainly need to. But again, I want to say it again, like Hays said, you can't imagine, and I can't, and Hays can't. We're parents. You can't imagine. We can't imagine what it's like to find out your child has cancer. Just the emotional devastation. No matter what you love in the world, those of us that are parents, you'll never love anything like you love that child. Never. And to find out that your kid has cancer, the horror of it, before you get to the financial part, just the emotional, and then the financial part kicks in right away, like you heard Melanie say. So it's real, folks. It really, really, really is real. Please call 904-207-7070. Let's help the J-Fund continue to help these wonderful families. And I'm so proud of Tom and certainly and Kelly and all the folks with the J-Fund. So please help if you can. So that would be that. We really would appreciate that if you have a chance to do it. We taught signing day. The signing day will continue to update you. Florida did very well, hoping to break into the top 10. Certainly will be in the 11 through 13 area if they're not. Florida State, I don't know how they did over. They had a lot of people flip. Now, they flipped a few late. Did they rally at all?
They were 31st when I checked mid-morning. So, we'll get an updated look there on the 24/7 sports team rankings and see. But yeah, I saw that they had flipped a player that was committed to UCF. That makes sense with Gus Malzahn going over there. I saw that they had gotten a quarterback out of Texas. So yeah, I mean, look, Florida State, that's such a powerful logo that even if they're coming off the worst year they've had in 50 years, there's still going to be a lot of kids that are going to look at that and say, I have a chance to play for the Noles, and that's going to be too much for them to turn down. So, yeah, obviously it's not going to be the year that Florida State was hoping for, but I'm not surprised they've been able to at least salvage something today as they move forward. But obviously the portal is going to be where they're going to have to make their real progress, because I don't think they can wait on true freshmen to save them from where they are right now.
Yeah, so certainly signing day, not a lot of surprise. Congratulations, by the way, to all the local people that are the local kids, and certainly there's an awful lot of locals that I can tell you some of those that from some of the Duval County public schools. Certainly you know about Jamie French. Congratulations to him. He did go to Texas. There was some talk he might flip. He did not. Tramel Jones and Drake Stubbs, both from Mandarin, went to Florida. Congratulations to them. Mandarin had a lot of them. Jalen Lewis went to Florida Atlantic. So congratulations to him. I'm trying to get through as many names as these can. Omar Turto went to North UNF to play soccer. I'm trying to find some of the other football guys. Josh Patterson from Ed White on his way to Iowa State. Congratulations to him. Who else am I going to say locally? Darnell Malpress from Atlantic Coast going to Middle Tennessee State. Congratulations to him. A lot of Reigns players. Caleb Lampkins is going to Bucknell. King Massey is headed to Howard. Jayon Simon is going to Rutgers. And again, Solomon Thomas, by the way, he is not. He committed to FSU. Has he backed off it? He's going to announce at 5 o'clock, which is about 15 minutes. FSU would love to keep him. Florida would love to flip him. And all the talk is everyone thinks he's going to wind up at LSU.
That would seem to make the most sense. Billy Napier has started his press conference at 4, and normally you wouldn't start that if you felt like there was a massive addition still coming. We've even seen, I remember one of the Zook years, they were waiting on, maybe it was Bubba Caldwell, but they delayed it for about 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and then finally when the facts came in, Zook met with reporters in what was obviously an unbelievable day for Florida recruiting-wise. So, I would think that everything in regards to Florida for today is done, with the fact that Napier is addressing the signing class with reporters in the last hour.
Yeah, so we'll see what winds up happening. We'll continue to update you on signing day. This is early signing day again. The one that used to be in February when there wasn't an early one was the one everybody talked about, but this will be the one. There will be some players that sign in February. There will be some portal players, obviously, but the big news, obviously, is the guys that signed today. The big news in Jacksonville, if you haven't heard, Trevor Lawrence, at the big sports news, Trevor Lawrence on his way to injured reserve in light of this concussion. No real surprise, but I will say this, Hays, and hopefully it is get through this 4-week period, probably a 5-week period. To your point, miss 5.5 games because of the injury. Get healthy. Travis Etienne today, you heard his comments essentially, hey, Trev, you're having a beautiful baby girl. You have blessings in your life. Go get well, and we'll see you next football season, which is a wonderful sentiment. But it does make you nervous that your quarterback went through something so brutal. Hopefully he comes back. I love the fact that Doug Peterson said after the game he's going to be fine or the next day. But it'll be a while before we see him again. And you hate to see a quarterback, someone who's such a big part of, your football team, your community, all of it, go through what he went through.
Well, the good news is, last offseason, Trevor wasn't healthy, he said, until early March. Hopefully with the shoulder, if the shoulder does need surgery, Trevor can go ahead and get that scheduled and get on with that if it's necessary. But if there's any kind of silver lining to this, you would think that, pretty early in the off season, hopefully Trevor will be back to being himself. And if he does elect for that shoulder surgery, then now you're getting it, you would think, weeks before you would have had you waited until after the finale in Indianapolis on January 8th or whatever. So, again, maybe for the 2025 campaign, maybe this will end up being somewhat of a blessing in disguise, but just unbelievably unfortunate for Trevor to have to miss basically the final 5.5 games. And again, it just speaks to what an utter disgrace it is that the Texans are complaining about the author of the cheap shot getting a 3-game suspension.
Yeah, and hopefully, by the way, the injured reserve news came out before Ramon Foster makes the decision as he hears the appeal. Yeah, I hope he hears the appeal and does change it from 3 to 5 games. That's what I sort of hope would happen. By the way, thank you to Ed Henderson. Ed donated $1,010. Ed, very, very kind of you. We're trying very hard to get there. By the way, our number from 4 to 4:45, 7,765. So that's a good hour so far, but we're not done. You got about 12 minutes to go. Let's go. Let's make this one of the best hours of the day. 904-207-7070. I'll say it again, 904-207-7070. Our friends from Dreamfinders Homes, what a wonderful company. Going to match up to $6,000 between now and 5 o'clock. We really love to help them make that number even bigger. And again, we're at 7765 for the hour with 12 minutes to go. We want to blow this hour out of the water. That's the idea. So please continue to call, and let's see if we can up that between now and 5 o'clock. We would love to have you do so. A final thought about this. I won't belabor the whole stuff with Trevor. Your point is exactly right. They're whining about a three-game suspension when Trevor's going to be out for 5.5 games, it looks like. I hope when this is all over, two things. I hope Trevor's okay, and I think he will be. I think from everything you hear, once you get through this period, Trevor's going to be okay. And okay means okay in life, okay to come back and play football, okay as if it didn't happen. I believe that. I don't know enough to know what it does. Does it make you more susceptible to concussions in the future? I don't know enough about it.
It doesn't seem like it.
I don't think so either. And so, but nonetheless, he'll be okay. But I hope this is a real wake-up call. I know football's a tough, hard, physical game. You got to be tough to play it, man. And there's some brutal hits. But the NFL and all football has really tried in, the last handful of years, 5, 10, 15 years, to make the game safer. Targeting's there because blindside hits were really damaging people. And so you can't do that anymore. You can't hit someone blindside when they don't see it coming anymore. That used to be a celebrated hit. Now, and I'm glad you can't do it anymore. And I'm glad we've gotten there. But hopefully this one's a real wake-up call. I mean, I was watching last night. Suzanne had on the ABC National News with David Muir, and he told the Trevor Lawrence story. And he told the 3. Did you see it?
I didn't see it.
But the fact is, that's the national news. That's not national sports news. It's the national news that she was watching. And so, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah, I do.
Story.
I do think the league needs to do this moving forward. And this isn't really about what happened to Trevor, but just in terms of trying to, again, remove this play from even having a semblance of a legitimate defense for the defensive player that hits a quarterback late. They do need to take the fake slide out of the game because, and again, that has nothing to do. This was a cheap shot on Trevor Lawrence. No doubt in my mind about it. But I understand forgetting this. I understand where it's more bang bang, where the defender's like, well, sometimes these guys fake slide on us, and then I look like I'm a fool if I let up and the quarterback fakes the slide and runs. Mahomes does this a lot in terms of going to the sideline, but then coming back in. So the league probably does need to look at it. I don't know if you can legislate if a quarterback starts breaking to the sideline that they're now forbidden for coming back in. I don't think you can do that. I think then the quarterback just has to take the shot that might be coming. But in terms of the quarterback slide, I would say the NFL needs to make that a 15-yard penalty if the quarterback fakes the slide.
I like it. Yeah.
Just to remove any of the doubt in the defender's mind. Again, that's not for this case.
Right.
This case was a sick, cheap shot by the Houston defender. But in moving forward, I think it would help future situations to just have that be something the quarterback just simply cannot do. If you want to keep running, keep running. If you want to lower your shoulder, lower your shoulder. If you want to dive,
but you can't
dive.
fake. Yeah.
But you can't, dip your hip like you're going to slide and then take off again.
I think it was Kenny Pickett in college when he was,
and
at
it was
Pitt.
smart.
Yeah, when he was at. I mean, Kenny Pickett when he was at Pitt did such a good fake slide that everybody stopped. Then he ran for another 20, 30 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah, a touchdown maybe.
It might have been. It was a huge play in the game. And again, since we hadn't seen it before, it was like, well, that's clever.
Yeah.
But now that we've seen it happen and we know what can happen, I think the league needs to go ahead and legislate the fake slide out of the game.
I do want to tell you, by the way, there will be no State Farm College Football Report today. Typically, we do it on Wednesdays. We will catch up with Shane Matthews, Tom Block, and Joe Zagacki next Wednesday. But today's our day for the Tom Coughlin J Fund, and that's we're devoted to that. And so, no other interviews other than Tom Coughlin, who will join us in the 5 o'clock hour. So, other than that, and of course, to Melanie Lunsford, who was with us earlier. So, no State Farm College Football Report today. We'll have probably our final one next week. But we will take a break and talk a little college football. When we come back, which teams are in and which teams should be in. We'll certainly talk about that. Do want to remind you, Tom Coughlin himself, Tom will join us at about 5:20 and talk all about the J Fund and what it means to him, and maybe even talk a little football as well. Do want to remind you, as we go to break, 904-207-7070. Dreamfinders Home is going to match up to $6,000. We've gone beyond that, but we want to keep going. Look, it's your chance. People are supposed to help people. People are supposed to help people. Don't ever lose sight. And I know you don't. Our community has showed up in so many ways, so many times, and certainly on this day, they always show up, and we are so, so grateful to all of you. But let's not stop. We got to go to about 8 o'clock tonight. I think we're going to keep doing this thing. Let's not stop. Let's keep going. 904-207-7070, or you can text GOAL to 44834. Back in a moment. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
This is Hays Carlyon for Kingfish Pest Control. Are you tired of spiders, ants, roaches, or other pests invading your home? Call the winning team at Kingfish Pest Control. Right now, score 20% off your new pest control service when you start during the football season. Also, enter their SWAT That Kick Jaguars promotion at Jaguars.com for a chance to win 3 years of free pest defense. Save big and defend your home with Kingfish Pest Control, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I'm Julie Harrell. I grew up here in Jacksonville and have seen our city grow as well as the number of car crashes. If you need help after a crash, choose a law firm with an actual office here. Lawyers you can meet with face-to-face and who specialize in personal injury. At Harrell & Harrell, we've been here for nearly 40 years, developing relationships with local doctors, law enforcement, helping people just like you. If you've been injured in a crash, call Harrell & Harrell. Offices, Jacksonville.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey here, and I just want to give a huge thank you and congratulations to Awaken 180 Weight Loss on their 10-year anniversary. Paige and her team have changed lives, mine included, with a solution that lasts. I'm glad I found Awaken 180, and I'm confident you will be too.
1010XL's early high school signing period coverage is shaped by San Jose Collision.
We've got scholarship offers from Auburn and Florida.
Listen all day as our star high school athletes reveal where they plan to play their college ball.
Bolt City AC, heating that rules.
Is your AC ready for the holidays? Bolt City Heating and Air ensures your AC stays in tip-top shape. We know that a clean AC is a healthy AC. Upgrade yours for just $96 a month and enjoy free duct cleanings with your new system. Plus, ask about our 0% financing options.
Bolt City AC, we got the crew. Bolt City AC.
Visit BoltCityAC.com.
I'm Clayton Bromberg, the president of Underwoods. If you've ever wondered why some jewelry stores and department stores always have a sale going at 50 to 75% off, there's a good reason. Because most of the time, they're not real sales. The prices are marked up so they can sell the piece at a big discount and still make the profit they need. If you wanted to find a realistic sales event, the store wouldn't run a year-round sale and the discounts would be a little more realistic. For example, Underwoods puts all of our diamond solitaire necklaces and ear studs on sale in December at 15% below the prices we sell at the rest of the year. So there's a genuine savings to the customer. We also take trade-ins, so it's the ideal time to buy for someone looking to grow their pendant or ear studs up to a larger size. Now at Underwoods, we don't run a lot of sales, but when we do, they're real and a good time to buy. So come see us at Underwoods, San Marco, Avondale, or the shops of Ponte Vedra.
It's easy to be there for J-Fun families. Text GOLD to 44834 now.
This is David Lane. After suffering through several painful injuries to my shoulder, back, and knees, I've taken my issues to Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, and without fail, they've been a tremendous help toward solving my problems. If you have any orthopedic situations, don't procrastinate. Take action today. Give those aches and pains to the pros at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. You'll be glad you did.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
1010XL and the J-Fun thanks Sonny's Barbecue for taking care of today's J-Fun volunteers with dinner. We appreciate Sonny's Barbecue keeping the Community First Hope Hub volunteers and J-Fun staff powered up as they take your calls in support of today's Radiothon.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Jeff Lagerman here. Now that football season is here, make sure your ride can get to that tailgate or away game safely and dependably. You can trust the ASC certified professionals at any of the 27 independently owned Napa Auto Care Centers and the quality Napa parts they use. Napa Auto Care Centers can handle everything: oil changes, air conditioning, brakes, engines, transmissions, and more. Napa Auto Care offers a nationwide 24-month, 24,000-mile peace of mind warranty on most repairs. Find a Napa Auto Care Center near you. JacksNapaAutoCareGroup.com.
This is Greg Huntington, a.k.a. The Mangler. I'm on the winning team at Waste Management. WM is the largest sustainability company in North America. If your business needs sustainable environmental services for waste removal and recycling collection, then you can count on the industry leader of WM to deliver results. Your services will be completed in a timely, safe, and eco-friendly manner. Go to WM.com/Duval. That's WM.com/Duval and get signed up today. If anyone can talk trash, it's the Mangler.
Experience the winning combination of style and performance with Renewal by Andersen, energy-efficient, custom-built replacement windows and doors. Right now, buy one window or patio door and get one 40% off. Plus, 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. The first 50 customers get a free True Screen upgrade, but this offer expires December 31st. Renewal by Andersen, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com for details.
License number CGC 1527613.
I'm Max Fink here with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. Round 2 of Georgia vs. Texas is coming up this weekend, this time for the SEC Championship and a guaranteed first-round bye in the college football playoff. Georgia dominated the Longhorns 30-15 when they met in mid-October in Austin, and Coach Smart is hoping to run that back. As he prepares for his second go-around with Texas, he highlights what position groups make them so dangerous and how well they mesh into the SEC.
Sark's done an unbelievable job. First year in our conference. I don't know why I feel like they've been in the conference forever because of them playing in the playoffs last year, and they had the series with Alabama, and their team is built like an SEC team. He's done a tremendous job. Their defense is one of the best in the country. They've got explosive skill players. Did a tremendous job in the portal. Quarterback's playing at a high level, and they've replaced a big group of backs. The backs they've got are doing a great job.
It's 57 degrees at 5:01. Time and Temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
I'm Pete Mitchell, and you're listening to the Tom Coughlin J-Fun Radiothon on 1010XL 92.5 FM. So I played with Jay McGillis back in college at Boston College. So this is obviously extremely important to me, and I know the McGillis family really well, and was there when they were going through their tough times when Jay got sick and passed away. So we appreciate everything everybody's doing and raising money for the Jay Fund. It does such amazing things here in Jacksonville and up in the New York area.
Call 207-7070 now.
It's a Ricketts Electric Wednesday on The Frangie Show. Ricketts Electric, the power connection you can trust.
All right, you just heard from Pete Mitchell, all-time good guy, a former tight end at both Boston College and here with the Jags. You know Pete at all?
I have never met Pete.
Oh, he's a great guy. He's one of the good people, man. He's one of the good people. I've done a speaking thing for Pete that he asked me to do, and I bump into him from time to time. But Pete's a good dude, man, and he certainly, like Tom McManus, played with the new Jay McGillis, and Tom Coughlin will be with us in about 20 minutes and talk all about Jay as well, and what a wonderful young guy he was. I got some good news. Jonathan Leonard, by the way, just gave us $1,000. Jonathan, thank you so much for this donation. You ready for the 4 to 5 o'clock total?
Absolutely.
$15,235. Nice. You stepped up, Jacksonville. That is fantastic. That's the best hour we have had since 9 o'clock. That's the best hour we have had since the 9 o'clock hour, since the last hour of the drill. You stepped up and dropped $15,235. So phenomenal work, Jacksonville. We're going to get to that number, and we have you to thank for it. Hey, let's do it again. The 5 o'clock hour just started. It's really, 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 really important. I can't say it enough. Call the Community First Hope Hub. That's 904-207-7070. Of course, you can text GOAL to 44834. We had a great hour. Again, you can't imagine how important this is. I thought Melanie Lunsford did a wonderful job telling her story, and it really does matter. Tom Coughlin himself will be here in about 10 minutes or so, 15 minutes, and he'll join the program, and I'm looking forward to that. So that's exciting. I'm excited. Tom Champion wrote that number in here. We had a little pep in our step there. So what a great number.
Yeah, 15. He looked like primetime high stepping in here with that number.
15,235. So we're really – but let's not stop, man. We got a roll going. 5 o'clock is a great drive time hour. We know a lot of you are listening. It's so important. It's so important. You know, we have to help each other. That's the one thing about people in America and we have to help each other, man. And this community is so good at that. So I feel like I'm preaching, and I don't mean to, but call us, won't you? Community First Hope Hub, 904-207-7070. Text GOAL to 44834. So we certainly hope you'll do that. We're certainly excited about it.
115 kids in the Jacksonville area will be diagnosed with cancer this year.
115.
That is just unthinkable.
And that's why the number, if you're looking for a number to give us, 115, it relates to that number. So we're certainly excited about that. So give us a call if you can. We certainly appreciate that. Brian Kelly, thank you. 1,010.
Fantastic.
Brian, you're a good dude. $1,010 for Brian Kelly. And then the hits just keep coming. Let's help these families, man. Let's help these people, these folks, these good Jacksonville citizens and Jacksonville families that need our help. And let's help the Tom Coughlin J Fund help them, because they do such a marvelous job, and they really do. So Tom joins us in a bit after our next break. Tom Coughlin. All right, you've seen the poll. What did you like? What did you not like? Where do you think it's headed? Who should be in? Who should be out?
I would like to see South Carolina in, because I would reward they've won 6 straight games. They've got some nice wins in that run. They won at Oklahoma. Ask Alabama how easy that is. They beat Texas A&M at home. They won at Vanderbilt. Ask Alabama how easy that is. They won against Missouri at home. And then I was really impressed in them beating Clemson on the road. And Lenore Sellers, I think, would be fantastic to see in the playoff. But to me, it's a team that is surging. They've won 6 straight. And if you haven't lost in the second half of the regular season and you're in the SEC and you've got what I would consider to be a handful of decent wins, decent to good wins, I think it should be South Carolina. But again, this all comes down to the Alabama brand. If you gave Alabama South Carolina's resume, they'd absolutely be in too, because the committee would look at it and say, we're not going to leave out a Crimson Tide team that's won 6 in a row. We're not going to do that. Alabama has found itself. Alabama is Alabama again. So I think the frustrating thing is it's so clearly we need Alabama in, because we're already dealing with Indiana being in and potentially SMU being in, Boise State being in. And so I'm sure that from a brand, extravaganza, it doesn't appear like this first 12-team playoff is going to have the amount of blue bloods they were probably hoping for, which is why I think Alabama is getting force-fed in. Alabama just got embarrassed in Norman. That wasn't 8 weeks ago. It was 2 weeks ago. And I don't think beating Auburn in the Iron Bowl is enough to counteract that. So, I mean, to be honest, I would have South Carolina in, then Miami, then Alabama.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you this. Let's assume Oregon, regardless of who wins these championship games, let's assume Oregon, Texas, Penn State, Notre Dame, Georgia, Ohio State, Tennessee, those 7 are in. Let's assume Indiana and Boise State are in, okay, just for the sake of the conversation. And let's assume for the sake of this conversation, SMU beats Clemson, which means they're going to be in. Okay, so I gave you the top 10, and I'm assuming the other games don't matter who beats whom except for the SMU-Clemson one. So I'm going to assume it's SMU, okay. So that's 10 teams, including the ACC champion. These and that'll have all the other champions in, too, because I've got the teams that lost that, too. So that's 10. I'm going to give you out. So you got 2 more teams that can get in. Alabama, Miami, Ole Miss, South Carolina.
Did you count Arizona State?
I did not. I needed to because I don't have a champion there, do I? Okay.
There's really just one spot.
So there's one spot. So let's assume you're right. So Arizona State gets to 11. So there's one spot. Alabama, Miami, Ole Miss, South Carolina are the next 4. You think South Carolina's next of the 4?
I think they're the most deserving to be in.
Okay. If it wasn't South Carolina, Alabama, Miami, or Ole Miss?
Miami.
Miami ahead of Alabama.
Yes.
Okay. So here's where I'm torn a little bit on that. And by the way, Alabama should not be in because of the brand. To your point, I agree with you. And if they do get in, it probably is because of the brand. So I agree with you. The brand. So I agree with you again. But I don't think they should be. But if I watch the eye test, and I watched the Oklahoma game, they beat South Carolina head to head in a good game, but they beat them. If they all went and played right now and played each other, I think Miami would beat all of them. And Miami's not very good defensively. I know that. But Miami can outscore any of them. And I think I would take and I know what happened in Syracuse, but that was a road game. But I think in a neutral site game, I'd pick Miami to be 51-43 over any of them. I just think that's what would happen in the game. Now, some people say no, Ole Miss would win, but here's the bottom line: the fact that there's one spot left, and we're discussing between Alabama, Miami, Ole Miss, and South Carolina, is why we're probably going to go to 16. Because after that, the arguments would be Iowa State, assuming Clemson loses. Iowa State, Clemson, BYU, Missouri. Well, nobody cares. Right. Okay. The reality is nobody cares. Right. Sorry, but if you're one of those teams, you play for a team that nobody cares about.
Right.
And so if you get to 16, then I think you see my point?
I do see your point,
I think you're there.
And I think most years that would be the case. I think if you went back and looked at the AP poll from the final week of the season over the last 10 years, I doubt when you got to team 17, 18, 19, if you'd be like, oh, that team really deserved a shot.
Correct.
And so, I do think that if you get to...
So that's probably where we're going.
Yeah.
And you can also get to 16 without adding a week. You just take away the buys.
Right.
So the first week when 4 teams have buys, now 1 would play 16 rather than getting a bye, and 2 would play 15. So you're not adding time. You're making it's almost better because now you're making everybody play the same amount of games, which is the way it should be. It's the way the NCAA tournament is. So I think now, and again, I almost feel bad saying to get to 16 when we've waited so long to get to 12.
Right.
But that probably is where you need to land.
Do you think they should reseed like the NFL does?
Yeah, I could live with that. What I like about the NCAA tournament is the bracket's the bracket.
Right.
And I think there's a charm to a bracket in college sports. And you wouldn't have a bracket then.
It's really helped the Gators out.
Yeah, no question.
And some of their runs.
But I think there's a charm to a bracket. I think this bracket could be treated a little bit like. So I probably wouldn't do that. But I get the logic of it.
Yeah.
You've earned the right. If you're the number 1 seed, you earn and you win. You earn the right to play the worst remaining team, which is your point. And I don't debate that. But I think the magic of a bracket would cause me to go the other way.
Yeah, I get that. I would like to see it be reseeded. I think the NFL is smart in how they do it. And again, if you're going to go to 16 and remove the bye, then I do think that makes the regular season, it brings some more importance into that to get as high a seed as you can get. Yeah, you may not get the bye, but you also may end up playing the 16 and then the 13 and get the reward that you should get for having such a dominant regular season. So I would like to see, regardless if they stay at 12 or they go to 16, I would like to see it be reseeded like the NFL does, but I get it, and I'm with you. I wouldn't do it in basketball. I think because there's so many and there is a charm to seeing, seeing a 12 and what would that be? A 12 and a 13, battle it out for a right to go to the Sweet 16. We love those games. So I wouldn't do it in basketball, but in football, I think it would bring some importance back into the regular season. So I would like to see it. But we'll see. It doesn't seem to be like a lot of momentum for it.
No. And again, I think college sports sets up. You're probably right in the most equitable way to do it. What you said, and that's why the NFL does it. But I do think there's a magic to a bracket, and I think a bracket would be fun. Let's get to the 12 first and figure that part out.
Yeah.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we do want to remind you it's an important day today, the Tom Coughlin J-Fun Radiothon. Man, we had a big hour, 15,235, which got us to 140, and we're certainly excited about that. Please call 904-207-7070. When we come back, the coach joins us, Tom Coughlin, to talk all about the J-Fun and more. That's after this.
Now, a 1010XL J-Fund Challenge match.
The Nimnicht family of dealerships proudly supports the Tom Coughlin J-Fund. For 3 generations, Nimnicht has been the place customers keep coming back to. Known for family-friendly service and the treating you right guarantee, Nimnicht is committed to serving you with courtesy, respect, and fairness. If you give now to help local families tackle childhood cancer, Nimnicht will match donations up to $6,000. Call 904-207-7070 now.
Hey, sports fans, it's Hays Carlyon for MyBookie. Find your holiday season stride with MyBookie. Take advantage of their live betting, especially if a heavy favorite gets off to a slow start. And check out their cool prop bets. If you haven't signed up, go to mybookie.ag and register for a free account. Use promo code 1010XL to get a double bonus. For a limited time, MyBookie will double your money on your first deposit. Let's take a look at some updated MyBookie lines. The Jaguars are a 3.5-point underdog at the Titans. The over-under is 40 points. The Bills are a 4.5-point road favorite against the Rams. The Chargers getting 3.5 points at the Chiefs. Sign up with that promo code 1010XL to claim your deposit bonus. Again, it's a double bonus. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. And don't forget that promo code 1010XL.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Yo, it's your boy E to the T here. And fellas, we all know that athletes train every day to perform better on the field, right? But what if you could enhance your performance in the bedroom? No training required. That's right. I'm talking about that secret weapon, Blue Chew. A chewable tablet with the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, and Staxin that ships right to your door in a discreet package. No doctor visits, no trips to the pharmacy. It's all online. Their licensed medical providers work with you to find the right ingredients and strength for your prescription. They also have Daily Tad that contains 7 essential vitamins. And it's chewable too. And now you can try Blue Chew for the free ski. That's right, for free on me. Visit BlueChew.com and enter my promo code 1010XL. You only have to pay $5 for shipping. Turn that oh no into a oh yeah. That's promo code 1010XL. Let your boy hook you up with some Blue Chew. Get your confidence back. Visit BlueChew.com.
When you step into a courtroom, you're stepping into a fight. Someone wins, someone loses. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we've got the experience you want in your corner if you or a loved one suffer a personal injury or a wrongful death. We're here to fight for you. So if you get hit, hit back with Hastings Injury Law, offices Jacksonville. Find us on the web at 904hitback.com or call our 24-hour helpline, 904-HITBACK.
Hi, I'm Frank Frangie, and I've depended on South State for my banking needs as long as they've been serving Duval. Whether you're saving for retirement, purchasing a home, starting a business, your goals are their commitment. With forward-thinking, personalized banking solutions and best-in-class service, South State is ready to help you navigate your financial journey. Connect at southstatebank.com or drop by any of the 5 local South State offices. South State Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
It's a game 80 years in the making. Join us for Thursday Night Football as we celebrate the 80th birthday of the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl game. The SEC and ACC face off January 2nd at 7:30 on Bill Gay grounds at Everbank Stadium. Don't miss college football pageantry on display as we celebrate our 80th anniversary. Tickets and hospitality packages are on sale now at TaxSlayerGatorBowl.com. Get yours today.
Frank Frangie here. Big Chief Tire makes auto care affordable with 6-month financing with the CFNA card. Plus, get $50 off your first purchase when you sign up. Whether you need new tires, brakes, or general checkup, Big Chief's expert technicians will take care of your car with top-notch service. And with no interest for 6 months, now is the perfect time to handle your vehicle needs. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to apply for your CFNA card today. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Have you heard? Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet are aiming to sell 1,000 vehicles this December. How? I've told my team to take all reasonable offers. We won't lose your business over price. With thousands of cars, trucks, and SUVs on the ground, all priced to sell, we guarantee the most money for your trade and the easiest car buying experience ever. I promise we ain't leaving nothing on the table. This is the absolute last weekend. Visit Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville. We're here to wow you.
Now is a great time to be there for J-Fund families. Text the word GOAL to 44834.
Get this thing unwrapped here.
Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right. Dan, I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. John's County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Dailies Dash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, you know, like me. I'm sure there's a Dailies Dash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course.
Oven roasted beef, Munster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Dailies Dash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Dailies Dash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
Epic offers. Factory direct pricing on AC equipment from Epic Cool Heating and Air. Call 904-859-EPIC. Epic discounts for military, police, first responders, and 1010 listeners like you. Epic Cool Heating and Air.
1010XL and the J-Fund thanks Sonny's Barbecue for taking care of today's J-Fund volunteers with dinner. We appreciate Sonny's Barbecue keeping the Community First Hope Hub volunteers and J-Fund staff powered up as they take your calls in support of today's Radiothon.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Hi, I'm Chris Berman of ESPN, and I choose to be there for the Tom Coughlin J Fund because cancer affects everybody, it affects every family, and if we can help not only the patients, but in this case, their loved ones who are caregivers, just live the right way, well, then we're doing a hell of a thing.
Call 207-7070 now.
It's a Ricketts Electric Wednesday on The Frangie Show. Ricketts Electric, the power connection you can trust.
We do welcome you back to the program. Do want to tell you a special thanks to our friend Billy Nimnick, the folks in the Nimnick family of dealerships. They are now doing a match. They're matching donations of up to $6,000 between now and 6. Look, we just had a great hour. We just did $15,235 in the 4 o'clock hour. Let's top that this hour. You can call the Community First Hope Hub, 904-207-7070, or text GOAL to 44834. We're raising money for the Tom Coughlin J Fund. This is our radiothon. What a pleasure to bring in my pal Tom Coughlin and join us now. Tom, how are you?
Frank, you're good. I'm good. Thank you. And thank all the celebrities here at 1010XL for the wonderful job that you do on this day to help us raise money for families who have a child with cancer. And when you stop and think about this time of the year, just stop and think about that for a minute. When a family finds out that they have a child with cancer, you know, they don't know literally where to turn. You know, we always say you don't fight cancer alone. Well, for a minute, for a week, for forever long, until they can get themselves organized or together, one person, if they're a 2-income family, one person stops working.
Right.
Now the burden really falls on, and they don't know where to turn because you can't pay for cancer. It's over $800,000 per child, per person, just to cure that. But when you think about these families and what they go through, and then the holiday season,
I know.
And when you think also about the fact that food has become the number one by far thing that people are asking support for. Can you imagine not being able to feed your family?
I know.
Let alone the holidays. It's an incredible thing when you just think about it, and you see these folks, and you know that when you visit the hospital, you have children who are sick, and the parents are doing the best they can because they do not want the child to see them down, and that's the way I learned that from Jay McGillis. Yeah. That's the way the McGillises were. They stopped working. They're there all the time to help the sick child. That's the only thing they cared about. They don't pay the mortgage. They don't, and they get themselves in a lot of trouble. And you remember the story way back when was the team, we raised $50,000 and handed it to the McGillis family at halftime so they could pay their bills. But there's only one thing as it strikes them is they've got to get this child right, get them healthy. But in so doing, sometimes they can't pay for anything. And that's where we come in, and our goal is to keep the roof over their head and food on their table. And that's what we do. And look, for over 29 years now, we've directly assisted 5,800 families with over $28 million. $28
million.
And it's all because of the generosity of the folks and the help that we get from you and everybody else to do this the right way. We pay 13 bills a day. Wow. Can you imagine that? Wow. 13 bills a day. It's incredible. It
really is.
And we've got to keep it going. I mean, that's the thing. And what's projected here in Jacksonville, because we have incoming population, and Jacksonville's been a very popular place, as we know, for everyone coming from the north. But where it used to be 100 cases a year, we now project 115, 120.
Yeah.
So instead of going the other way, it's everybody's frustrated why we can't cure more of these kids, and we have done a better job. There's no question. The cure rate is around 80%, I think, still. But it's the idea. It's the idea, the empathy, the compassion that goes with it. It's Christmas time, for crying out loud.
And in our community, Tom, you're right, is so good about this.
They're great.
We have heard, we all know, and people like me, that you and I are friends. I've known you for a long time, but people listening don't know the whole story. They hear J Fund. And they now probably know that Jay's last name is McGillis.
Right.
But I hear Tom McManus talk about it, and Pete Mitchell, some of our friends.
Yeah, sure.
But I want you to tell me about Jay McGillis. For our listeners now in these 5 o'clock hour when they're all over town, tell me about Jay McGillis and how he touched your heart.
Well, Jay McGillis was a young man from a family in Brockton. Brockton, Mass. has a real reputation for tough kids come along. Well, this guy's a tough kid. He's a strong safety. Doesn't say much, you don't have to worry about the Jay McGillis of the world. They're going to class. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're progressing. They're good students, and a tough kid. And he started for us at strong safety. And there's a picture that I refer to all the time. My first training camp in Boston College, and I happen to put the Super Bowl ring on from Super Bowl 25. And I'm taking a picture with all the different groups, preseason. And my hand is on number 31, who's Jay McGillis, when that picture is taken with the Super Bowl ring. But Jay started for us for 9 games. We went to Syracuse and came home from Syracuse, and the trainer came to me and said, "I don't think Jay's going to be able to play this week." I said, "What do you mean he's not going to play?" He said, "Well, he's feeling down. He's sick. He's tired. His throat is swollen." And I'm thinking, well, can we get him to the doctor, get something done here so that he can play? Well, it was leukemia. And for me to tell the team that, and it was a ravishing form of leukemia because, he was gone in 92, July 3rd of 1992, Jay was gone. And I'll never forget, as the casket was taken out of the church, all of our guys are standing at the different pews, just at attention, basically, suit and tie. Every one of them's crying. Every one of them's crying. But the impact, and the story, the way this begins, and why it made such an impression on me was I had a linebacker, Mike Panos, who's a great guy. I was going to say great kid. He's 50 years old now. But Mike Panos comes to me in the spring. He's very close to the McGillis family.
Yeah.
And he says, Coach, we got to do something. I said, what do you mean? He said, the McGillis, they're way behind in bills. They're not paying their bills. And there's trouble. There's trouble there. The mortgage and all that. And I said, sit down, Mike. And we talked, and we came up with this idea. In those days, you remember, we used to do max lifts with our teams in the spring. So they'd deadlift, they'd squat, they'd power clean, they'd bench. Well, this year we went out into the community and we got pledges. And so the people would pay according to how much weight people would be able to lift. And we raised $50,000. And at halftime of the spring game, we presented the McGillis family with $50,000. And that's where the idea for Judy and I, that we said if we ever give the opportunity to give back, it's going to be in the name and likeness of Jay McGillis.
Wow.
And that's what we, thank God we've been able to do. And if you remember, Frank, I laugh all the time about the first one. The first one was a golf tournament because we're in the land of golf. So let's try golf. We didn't know what we were doing. Fran Foley had a little office, in the pro personnel department. That's where we stored all our gear, our auction items was in that. I think we got Steve Spurrier to come over. It was a big deal. And we raised $36,000. I thought we did a great job.
Right.
I thought we really knocked them dead on this deal, right? But that's how it started.
Our first Radiothon, Hays, 17 years ago, we did $15,000.
Yes,
yes.
17 of them. Now.
Yeah, 17. Yeah. We did $15,000.
That's incredible. And the financial assistance is obviously so crucial, but the social, family element of the J Fund, how important has that been for these families to meet others that are going through and ask questions and get some information and friendship?
I'm glad you brought that up. That's a very, very serious part about what we do. And we work through social workers, okay? And who better to know families and the ones that need help? We've never turned a request down. Never. And it's only because of the generosity of the people of Greater Jacksonville and how their hearts and souls have poured out to this. But we listen. And that's what Kelly and her people do the best. And they listen. And over all the years, because they listen, that's how we've come up with all these programs. We have over 80 programs. We have programs for siblings, for high school age siblings, for caregivers, for mothers. We do something special for mothers. We do something special for fathers. We listen, and that's where the ideas come from for all the programs that we put together. And they're always mental health. They're always in a position to try to be there to help these people. And you talk about when parents can get together so they can share, so that they know they're not alone. Somebody else is going through this. Well, we do that with couples, with mothers, a day at the spa, for example, with dads, a dinner for just the dads, and someone comes and speaks that they would, enjoy hearing. So all of that is real important. And the siblings, in the very beginning when we just talked about treating the child and the parents, and the siblings would come to the events. And don't how this works. I mean, everyone's attention goes to the sick child, but what about brother and sister? So that became a big deal. And it's so very, very important to help everybody heal. Everybody heal. And the sick child doesn't want to think that he is a burden to the parent.
Right.
And I don't care how old they are, they know it. They know when the stress level is really high, and it affects them. And it there's no question it affects the healing process too. So all of these things and these ideas, and we have a great team. It's not a big team, it's a small team, but they're all devoted, And the great thing about it is I look at it with Kelly, my daughter, and I'm obviously very, very proud of what she's been able to do, but she's surrounded herself with good people. And they lead with their heart, and that's the key to all of this.
Kelly's a rock star, by the way. You don't need me telling you that, but I'll tell you that.
She is.
Folks, Community First, Hope Hub, that's the number. That's the name of the number, 904-207-7070. We really need to get there. We did 268 last year, and by God, we're going to get there this year. Before I let you go, I'm remiss if I don't ask you a football question. Your assessment of the Jags, how it went bad. I told you during the break, I'm just really surprised. I thought it would be, and I know they are too. I know they're hurting too, but nobody knows football better than you do. What's your sense of?
Frank, I'm a Doug Peterson fan.
Yeah, me too.
I'm so impressed with the man.
Yeah.
Okay, the man, and I don't know what's going on in there. Obviously, something's wrong. Something's off.
Yeah.
You kind of scratch your head when they again sailed through preseason. And I remember talking to people right after the Chiefs preseason game saying, you matched up pretty well with that team.
Remember thinking it
and
too.
I was really impressed. And so I obviously I have my personal thoughts, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm a Jaguar fan.
Yeah.
I want them
right
to be good. I want them to be the best they can be because I have feelings when I step back for the whole community.
Right.
And the idea that there's a new stadium coming and all the things that are out there, the fan interest got to stay. It's got to stay. It's got to stay as it's always been.
And hopefully it'll get there. Tom Coughlin, the Tom Coughlin J Fund. We continue our radiothon. I'm proud of what you're doing, man. It's an honor to be part of this with you. I mean that very sincerely. Thank you.
Thank you, Frank.
We appreciate that.
And thank you guys for all the way that you approach this day and the energy that I feel, whether it's be at 7 o'clock in the morning or 6 o'clock in the afternoon. It does all of us good to see that you get it. You get it. And we're hoping that everybody out there gets it too, because this is a real chance for us to make a difference. And we can make a difference in the lives of people. And, I run into people all the time. I was in Boston a few weeks ago. I have a grandson that played at Tufts. And I was there, and I was in the airport the next day, and a lady walked up next to me, and ended up we helped her son, who was 19 years old. And as I was telling this morning, you never know where we've been at this for so long, 29 years, that the community out there. So I step up. My job at Thanksgiving was the pies. So I'm at Sonati's getting pies, and I'm standing there in line like everybody. And this lady's really got a bunch of kids around her, and she's really nice. And so I moved to the front of the line, and she slides over, and I hadn't seen her son, and she slides up, and she said, the J Fund is helping our family.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's amazing.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Tom, you've done
It's
a great
great.
job. Tom Coughlin, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Back in a moment. This is 1010XL on 92.5 FM.
Now, a 1010XL J Fund Challenge Match.
The Nimnicht family of dealerships proudly supports the Tom Coughlin J Fund. For 3 generations, Nimnicht has been the place customers keep coming back to. Known for family-friendly service and the treating you right guarantee, Nimnicht is committed to serving you with courtesy, respect, and fairness. If you give now to help local families tackle childhood cancer, Nimnicht will match donations up to $6,000. Call 904-207-7070 now.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
NFL Week 14 starts on Thursday night. The Detroit Lions taking on the Green Bay Packers. Detroit riding a 10-game win streak. They're 11-1, tied with Kansas City for the best record in the NFL. They also have the number 1 scoring offense in the league, putting up 32 points per game. The Packers have won 3 straight, and 7 of their last 8 games are 9-3 on the season. The Lions are favored by 3 points, minus 120 against the spread. Packers even money getting the 3 points on the money line. Green Bay plus 150, while the Lions are minus 175. The over-under total at Ford Field is at 51.5. Earn cash back on your gaming transactions with the GBank Signature Visa Card at vsin.com/GBank. I'm Tony Desiri with your Visa in Action update on 1010XL.
Deck the halls with pipes a-leaking, fa-la-la-la-la-la-la. Oh no! Don't let plumbing ruin your season, fa-la-la-la-la-la-la. Let's go!
Uh-oh. Got a clog or a leak messing with your holiday cheer? Call Duck Duck Rooter. We're the reindeer of repairs. Fast, reliable, and ready to slay your plumbing problems.
Fa-la-la-la-la-la-la. Hooray!
904-862-6769 or visit duckduckrooter.com. We're flushing your worries away this holiday season.
City,
Universal Roofing Contracting presents the Offensive Player of the Game. Universal Roofing Contracting. The difference is universal.
Mac Jones had that dog in him Sunday in Jacksonville. The Duval native went 20 of 32 for 235 yards and threw for 2 touchdowns in what was an absolute masterclass. Number 10 was a perfect 10 for the Teal and Black and is your Universal Roofing Contracting Offensive Player of the Game.
It's the end of the year sale with Universal Roof and Contracting. Get 15% off all roof repairs and replacements, plus a $250 gift card for holiday shopping. With financing options as low as $150 a month, protecting your home's never been easier. Schedule your free roof inspection today. Call 855-ROOF-HELP, and this offer expires December 31st. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com. If you're feeling undervalued where you bank or lost in the shuffle, it might be time for a change. Community First Credit Union makes changing easy and worth it. We've been helping the people in North Florida live their best lives for over 9 decades. And we're here to help you too. If you open a Community First checking account, we'll give you a $200 bonus. And you don't have to refer anyone to get it. Visit communityfirstfl.org for details. Member NCUA. Bonus requires deposits totaling $1,000 or more and 10 debit transactions within the first 90 days of account opening.
This is Hays Carlyon for Harrell & Harrell. I was at lunch with my good friend Holt, and he was telling me that sometimes a lawyer can get more from a case than their own client. I was surprised to hear this, but Holt said that doesn't happen with Harrell & Harrell. They'll never take a fee that is greater than their own client. When they say they treat their clients as a person and not a file, they mean it. Hopefully you won't need them, but if you're ever injured, call Harrell & Harrell at 904-251-1111. That's 904-251-1111.
1010XL's early high school signing period coverage is shaped by San Jose Collision.
I want you to go celebrate. Feel good about yourself tonight, okay? Come on!
Listen all day as our star high school athletes reveal where they plan to play their college ball. Make your difference now. Text the word GOAL to 44834.
Greetings from Daytona, where a band of dreamers took a strip of beach and turned it into a proving ground. The Great American Race, where year after year, greatness is the destination.
Drivers, start your engines, let's go!
So book your experience and soak in 500 miles of history and tradition. The Daytona 500, February 16th, 2025. Secure your seats now at Daytona500.com.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to our website, CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com. And let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
Rotator cuff injuries are common among athletes and those who have physically demanding careers. Don't let this injury keep you away from the sport you love. Dr. George Barry here, and the first thing you need to do with a serious shoulder injury is to diagnose where the damage is and how significant it is. Rotator cuff tears are either acute tears sustained during an injury or accident, or degenerative tears. If you're interested in learning more about rotator cuff repair and how our expert team of orthopedic surgeons can help you, call Barry Orthopedics today or visit BarryOrthopedics.com.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Dempsey. In celebration of Awaken 180's 10th anniversary, Dave B., one of Awaken 180's very first clients, has a message to anyone looking for a long-term solution for weight loss.
When I kept the weight off the first year, when I kept the weight off the second year, when I kept the weight off the third year, when I was able to kind of just continue to sustain, and again, it was because I had the support. I know the support made the difference. All the different people I've talked to over the years, they've all been really very supportive. That was one of the differentiators where they were going to provide support to me for life. So it was the complete package. Paige, I want to say thank you for developing Awaken 180. It is an incredible program. It has changed my life, and I couldn't be happier. Thank you very much.
To piggyback on Dave's message, I also want to thank Paige and send my congratulations on Awaken 180's 10th anniversary. 10 years, over 23,000 clients, all of which receive free support for life. Find your solution at Awaken180weightloss.com.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars.
Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
The news broke Sunday morning before the game that the Jaguars would be extending left tackle Walker Little to a 3-year, $45 million extension. Walker, who has put in a lot of effort to improve his game at such an important position to the offense, spoke on how recent the deal got done and how he has gotten comfortable in his role.
No, I mean, I'll be honest, I didn't anticipate getting anything done before the season ended, but we started talking over the bye week. And then, so over the bye week into last week, things just progressed and we were able to get a deal done by the end of the day Saturday. And it's been nice to be able to start consecutive games in a row. And I feel like I've been able to steadily play a little better each game and just get in a groove. And
I'm Max Fink with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
You're listening to the Tom Coughlin J Fund Radiothon to benefit local children with cancer. 1010XL 92.5 FM. You can help us be there for these wonderful kids and their families. Please call now.
Call 207-7070.
Thank you for your support.
It's a Ricketts Electric Wednesday on The Frangie Show. Ricketts Electric, the power connection you can trust.
Speaking of Ricketts Electric, Zach just weighed in. They're going to do their 1010 donation. We sure appreciate that.
Absolutely.
We appreciate Zach and all the folks from Ricketts doing that. They what a good operation. We sure appreciate it.
And again,
that.
they're hiring.
And they are hiring.
If you're looking for a good place to work.
Chip Towsey, thank you, Chip. Chip has just given us $1,010 as well. Chip, very kind of you. If you're listening now, we sure appreciate you, brother. Thank you for doing that very, very much. Remember now, the Nimnick family of dealerships is helping local families tackle this childhood cancer by matching donations up to $6,000 now. Look, we still have some time here. We still have 17 minutes between now and the top of the hour. Let's get going, man. You heard Tom Coughlin talk about it. You've heard people throughout the course of the day today. Call the Community First Hope Hub, 904-207-7070, or you can text GOAL to 44834. It's one of the most important days of the year at this radio station. It's one of the most important entities in Jacksonville, the Tom Coughlin J Fund. You by now, if you've been listening to the radio station and today, you know why it's so important. You know by now that these families who find out their child has cancer, the hardest part is the emotion right then. The other hardest part is as you move forward after that, how do you pay for everything? One of the parents generally has to quit working. The cost of care is unbelievable. You heard Melanie Lunchford, our guest today, talk about just food. Tom said the biggest request is food. Food.
Yeah, I mean
that's
the prices have gone up so much this year that it's just to have this kind of news be dropped on you would be devastating regardless, but particularly in the financial climate now. Yeah. I mean, it's 115 kids in the Jacksonville area will be diagnosed with cancer this year. I mean, that is just so many families that need our help.
115, right? So $115 is what we're asking you to donate, but obviously more if you can. We certainly appreciate that. But again, this really matters. It's a very, very, very important cause. You've always been so very generous. We're making up time. We're a little bit behind where we were last year, but because of your generosity in these last 2 hours, we've made up a little bit of ground on that. We had a $15,000 hour between 4 and 5, and we're trying to top that between 5 and 6. So please be generous. We know you will. And, of course, Rick will keep it going tonight. He does a fantastic job, and he will, as always, coming up. The news of the day, if you're following news, it's news. It's not unexpected news, but it is still news. Trevor Lawrence has been put on injured reserve. The way the rules work in the NFL, when you go on injured reserve, that means you are out for at least 4 games. Well, there's 5 games left in the regular season. That means, obviously, that for all practical purposes, Trevor Lawrence's 2024 season is behind him.
Yes, and it's incredibly unfortunate. And again, it gets to the heart of this case with the league. You can't possibly overturn Azeez Al-Shahir's suspension of 3 games when the player that he could have crippled, but certainly greatly injured, gave him a brain injury, is going to miss 5.5 games. And the Texans are upset about a 3-game suspension. It's such a joke. It's one of the most classless things that I think we've seen in sports in quite some time. How D'Amico Ryans, how Nick Cesario, how that organization in Houston have reacted to this. But yes, it's better for the club, for the future, for Trevor Lawrence's future. It makes no sense to bring him back in the finale. So get healthy, hopefully get the shoulder healthy too, and we'll see you in 2025.
A couple new donations. I hope I'm saying this right. Spruance and Associate Incorporated. This is Gil Spruance. Gil, I apologize if I'm not saying your name correctly. I hope I am. Just donated $1,000. Thank you so much. That is very kind of you. And Sean Griffith, this is a great story. Sean just donated $1,010. Sean donated in honor of his grandson, Caden Griffith, who the J Fund supported during his cancer battle. Caden is now 11 years cancer-free. So
wow.
That's a great story.
That's fantastic.
And the J Fund was there when he needed him. Sean, thank you for that $1,010 donation. Folks in this market are so kind. What a good group of people we have here, and we certainly do appreciate that. Do we need to cool down right here, RJ?
Now the cool down with Donovan Air, Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since '87.
All right, you know where we've been today in the program. It's pretty simple. We've been asking you to help us raise money for the Tom Coughlin J Fund by calling the Community First Hope Hub at 904-207-7070 or by texting GOLD to 44834. We are, I would imagine, well over $200,000 now. We were at $192,140 at 5 o'clock. We have had a number of donations here in this hour. Tom Champion will come in here momentarily, I would imagine, and tell us where we are. But please continue to do so. We also visited with Melanie Lunchford, whose son Zion had to deal with cancer. He's fight the fight. He's going to ring that bell before you know it. But Melanie told us how wonderful the J Fund has been in helping her and their family. And so thank you to them for stopping by. And, of course, Tom Coughlin himself. The coach came by, and it's always great to catch up with Tom. What a good man, and what good things he and his charity do. And listen, and Kelly Coughlin, his daughter. Kelly's a star. She's one of the nicest people you will ever meet, one of the coolest people you'll ever meet. And she's done a great job building this initiative. Tom handed her the reins, and she has really done a fantastic job with this. And Kelly's in a good mood every time you see her. You know, she's a positive spirit, and she does a fantastic job. So it's an honor for all of us. I know I speak for all of us here at 1010. It's an honor for us to be involved in this, and I that's not a cliche phrase. I believe me, I mean that very sincerely. A little bit of news: Solomon Thomas from Reigns picked LSU. No real surprise. He had committed to FSU. Backed off that commitment. Word was he was considering Florida, but of late, I think the indication was it was probably LSU, and as expected, at 5 o'clock. And congratulations to Solomon Thomas. Really good football player from Reigns, one of those great Reigns players. Lord knows they've had a share. Congratulations to him. He's on his way to the Bayou.
What a great year for local athletes.
Yeah.
I mean, the talent in this area this season, I mean, just an outstanding job. Congratulations to all the coaches who are unbelievably underpaid for all the hours and their lives that they pour into the job developing these players. And so congratulations to all the schools, the faculty that helped mold these athletes to getting these opportunities. And it'll be so much fun seeing what this group does. I mean, it's just a sensational class, and really will be fun to see what they do at Florida, LSU, Texas, and all the other schools that are represented as well.
This is as close as I've gotten to feeling like the early signing day is normal. I'm still used to February, but I think we now know this is the signing day. When they went to the early signing day, people weren't quite sure. You know what I mean? They weren't sure whether or not it would be half and half. Mm-hmm. Half would still sign in February, or maybe very few would December, and we didn't know. Well, now we know. Everybody signs now.
Yeah.
And one reason is, and you made the point earlier, how many of Florida's signees are going to enroll early?
Billy Napier said 18 will enroll mid-year, so which obviously is a large chunk of the class. If they sign 25, then that's obviously a very hefty percentage. So yeah, 18 of Florida's prospects that they signed today will forego their final 5 months of high school and go straight to college and participate in spring practice and get a head start on their academics and things like that. But obviously the biggest thing for their careers is getting to go through the spring and get a sense of everything before the whirlwind of fall camp opens.
Yeah. So that's the new world now. I mean, look, there's a lot of new worlds in recruiting. There's the NIL and portal, and I think recruiting in college football. There's a lot of new worlds there, but the new world of signing is December, not February, and so that's the way it is. All right, we are almost out of time here. One more time, the hits keep coming. Please continue to contribute. We'll let you know shortly. If not, Rick will let you know the total for this hour. One more time before we sign out of here. The Community First Hope Hub, 904-207-7070, or you can text GOAL to 44834. That's the number. I do want to thank my friend Billy Nimnick, Lee Nimnick, and all the folks at the Nimnick family of dealerships for matching $6,000 this hour, the same as Dreamfinders Homes did an hour ago. A lot of good people that are working really hard to help people. So thank you to all the listeners. Thank you to all the folks that are contributing. You know what, too, Hays? Thank you to the J Fund for letting us be part of this.
Absolutely.
I think we're honored to be part of it.
It's the easiest check that we write throughout the year.
That's exactly right. It really is. So thank you.
You just think of the groceries that it'll buy, the gas it'll buy, just the mortgage.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah. I do want to remind you tomorrow back to 2 to 4, our 2 to 4 show, because the Jaguars are back with Jaguar programming tomorrow. So we'll be here 2 to 4. Greg McGarity will stop by tomorrow to talk some Gator Bowl. Lee Smith, our friend from the tour, will stop by as well tomorrow to talk about the Players Championship. Tickets are available.
Can't wait.
I can't wait either. So, folks, thanks for being part of our program. Please continue to contribute. 904-207-7070. That's the number. We're going to keep this thing going right up until 8 o'clock tonight, so we hope you will contribute, and we know you will. Rick Ballou will take it the rest of the way. We're out here. RJ, nice job. RJ filling in for JJ today. For RJ, the absent JJ, and Hays Carlyon.